Hello, here is CryMore Shrimps.
And Anna, his wife.
And today, as we promised our friend from Norway, Mark, we are going to record a video for you on the topic how to make your shrimp stop dying.
Do they die very often?
We hear on Facebook, we read on Facebook that a lot of people have problems with shrimps, and today we are going to tell you how to avoid problems and how to stop them from dying.
Okay, so what to do to stop them from dying?
The first #1 rule is always prepare proper parameters for shrimps you have chosen. So that means that if you have chosen Caridina shrimps, as we have here, you need to be sure that you have proper soil that buffers pH to around 6, and that you have water parameters at general hardness of 5 points to 6, and carbon hardness at a level of total 0. So this is recommended by us, but of course we know that other people keep Caridina shrimps lower or higher, and higher water parameters are recommended for tigers, and here at our shrimp room we keep tigers at around GH7 and KH0. What
about other shrimps? What are the parameters you use here?
We don't have neocaridinas here, so basically if you are going to keep neocaridinas shrimps, check Mark's channel for further informations, but as we follow other rules, they also apply to neos and Caridina shrimps.
Okay, so first point, proper parameters, yes?
Proper parameters, exactly. If you don't remember, go back a few seconds and then you will understand it for sure.
So going down to blue boats, we are moving to second point, which is?
And actually, the second point is always cycle your tank. And if you go a little bit right,
here,
show this tank. This tank was cycled around 6 weeks. Depends on soil. You need to adjust proper time of cycling. And if it goes about cycling, we don't only mean nitrogen cycle. We mean the ability of the tank to rebuild biofilm and microorganisms that are first food for our shrimps.
So, as I am not so into it as you are, and maybe there are some people watching our channel that are just starting, this fat teddy bear here, what is it? Is it proper?
It is proper. It is a sign of cycled tank and natural food for shrimps. If we look at that tank 2 weeks ago, there was much more of algae in the tank.
But is it okay to put shrimps in the dash shrimps already here?
There are shrimps, and they have already eaten a lot of that algae.
But having these algae, do you have to extra feed the shrimps that are in the tank or not?
Actually not, and that's another point, we will go to that, but at this stage of the tank and at this stage of microorganisms,
I want the sheet of paper you have to just look. Okay, keep going, I know.
Okay. Another very important rule. Rule number 3.
Hold on, I wanted to repeat the rule number 2, that's why I wanted your sheet of paper. So the number 2 rule was again, cycle the tank. Yeah?
Cycle the tank for a proper time. Don't rush, cycle it for around 6 to 10 weeks, depends on the soil you use. If you go down, here we have soil, here we have mixed ADA Amazonia with Ista shrimp soil. These soils are dedicated for plants, and this soil has to be cycled longer for a period of 8 to 10 weeks at total. And there, if you go right on the tank, here you have a tank that has been cycling for 5 weeks, and still we need around 3 weeks more to proper cycle the tank.
So to conclude it for Blondie, how many weeks do you have to use the cycle to put the shrimps?
At least 6, but you need to observe the tank and the light.
And it depends also on the soil you use, yes?
Of course.
And on the light? Yes.
The light is on for 8 hours during cycling, because there are other tanks that are alive and they need light. So choose proper light for cycling. Rule number 3. Let's go to rule number 3.
Can I go to my blue balls now?
Of course, you can go to blue balls, because this is good example of rule number 3.
Ow.
If you want to have a lot of shrimps,
looking like Smurfs?
Depends on what you like.
This one I like particularly. So
you
yes.
need to follow the rule number 3. You need to add plants to your tanks.
And that's a good example. And that's also a good example. However, I think you are overreacting with this tank. But
of course.
okay, so a lot of plants. What kind of plants do you have to choose?
Okay, you can use microsorium. You can use a lot of different species of moss, but you need to remember that all those plants help you to export NO3 from your tank, which can be poisonous to your shrimps. So that's rule number 3, add plants to export NO3.
Okay. So we have also Bucephalandras here, yes?
Yes, we have Bucephalandras, we have moss, different type of moss, and in different tanks we have also Anubias or microsorium. Depends on what you like.
So rule number 3, lots of plants, and be careful when you turn off the light, yes? When it's dark they are not doing the job. Or they do the job, how is it?
No, they don't do the job, so you need to have the lights on, and I recommend 8 hours, but of course a lot of breeders keep even longer periods of light in their tanks.
What about the influence of the light from outside, the natural light, if you have the window nearby the tank?
A lot of aquarists will tell that it's not recommended, but really I don't care, and I only speak in my own opinion.
Of course.
And you can see the picture of my tanks and you can judge if it's the way you want to choose. Of course, I want to share the knowledge, but you can choose the different way. That's okay for me. That's the fun of that hobby.
And my task is usually to ask stupid questions. Okay, let's stand up and show you another tank while having point number 5?
Rule number 4.
4.
Which this tank is a good example of that rule number 4. Rule number 4 is prepare efficient filtration that you can depend on.
There is this little Pumex there, and it's not Pumex, isn't it?
No, we cannot tell you.
Yeah, I know we cannot tell you, but I will be teasing
but
you.
Other filtration medias come from Qualdrop, and these all tanks here at my shrimp room, except one, are based on undergravel filter, which is this.
Yeah, the back part, the back shelf.
Yeah, we have like 1 centimeter of soil, then 3 centimeters of sponge, and then we have filtration medias.
And guess who cut the sponge? Me.
My wife. And then additional, we have UJET free.
Oh, being serious about the filtration, I think we should have a a little bit bigger view, because how is your filtration made in the room? We haven't shown it in English yet, so
my
maybe...
filtration is powered by big air pump, which gives us 6,000 liters per hour, but of course it works for more than 36 filters. So that's what I need if it goes about efficient filtration.
Plus PCV tubes, yeah?
Of course, the air is through PVC pipes.
Okay, so point number 5.
Rule number 5. Feed amount of what shrimps can eat within 1 hour, 2 hours. If you see that your shrimps are have hard moments eating the food after a long period, you can observe it after a day, you should limit amount of food, not to make a tank dirty.
So don't overfeed?
Don't overfeed your shrimps. Exactly. Rule number 5, don't overfeed your shrimps. We are going to rule number 6. Rule number 6 is really related to all of us, and it is avoid putting in weird decorations in your tanks.
So no Santa Claus in the tank this
no
year?
Santa Claus, no castles, no reindeers.
What about some lovely cute shells?
Nothing like that.
Yes.
Everything should be shrimp safe and should be dedicated to shrimps. If you have any doubts, if the thing is not recommended for shrimps,
don't
use coconut shell.
I think put only the things that the shrimps would have in their natural ambient, yeah? Like
leaves, like stuff you see in my tanks.
So coconuts, nut leaves, oak leaves, yeah?
And rule number 7.
Maybe we'll switch
rule number 7, we can go
to red. I need some red. If I cannot put Santa Claus into your tanks, then I have some red shrimps here.
You have Santas here, but actually this tank is not going the direction I want to. I'm working on the tank, but another topic is very important. Rule number 7, water changes. As shrimps are very delicate, and I missed the word, maybe you will help me. They are very delicate,
fragile,
and they are fragile to parameter changes.
I think they are sensitive, what you want to say.
They are sensitive. So it is recommended by me to do smaller water changes, but if you observe the tank, you can make it more often. So what I mean, a lot of people do 30% of water change. Instead of that, I recommend you to do water changes below 10% of the volume of your tank. And if there are any problems, you can make it more often. So after 3 days or 4 days, depends on the situation in the tank. And the rule number 8.
Oh, we are getting fast.
Rule number 8.
Don't put the Santa Claus into the tank.
That was rule number 6.
Okay.
But rule number 8 is always observe your tank. And it means other life than shrimps and plants. Your experience is the crucial thing in carry on of the tank. So
can I give the point number 9?
You can give the point number 9, but I don't have it on my list.
Santa Claus, I would say keep it stable. With all the breeding, keep it stable, and that's actually the key to all I do, because I breed cats, and if you keep it stable, it goes well.
Keep it stable, as my wife said, and I mean also If you want to do anything with your aquarium, with your shrimp tank, think twice, and after you think twice, think another 2 times.
And that's out of your experience, yes?
Yeah, of course. I'm talking from my own experience, but I want to share with you my knowledge and the view you can also enjoy in your tanks. That means a lot of babies. A lot of babies. When you follow those rules, you will see the difference in your tank after a month, and after 6 months, you will be amazed.
Well,
so,
let's sum up, okay? Because I like to sum up.
Let's sum up. Rule number 1, proper water parameters. Rule number 2, cycle your tanks. Rule number 3, add plants. Rule number 4, prepare efficient filtration. Rule number 5, don't overfeed your tanks. Rule number 6, avoid putting anything weird in your aquarium.
No Santa.
Rule number 7, smaller water changes. And rule number 8, observe life in your aquarium and keep it stable and have fun.
That was my rule. It was rule number 9, keep it stable. Okay guys, we always chat like this.
So best regards to you. Thank you for watching. Sorry for my bad English, but I hope it helped you.
Sorry for me complaining all the time. If you like the film, please leave the thumb up. If you want to see us more and listen about our experience with shrimping,
please subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe. And it's always until...
And one more thing, all my fans from Poland, please subscribe to Mark Shrimp Tanks, as you haven't done it yet. He is a really great person, really nice person. I hope we will meet one day in person. Enjoy shrimping.
Let the red shrimps be with you for Christmas. And
it is always until next time. Bye bye.
Bye guys. Take care.